Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 3MT Leadership Call with Team Auspicious. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our call this evening. My name is Dr. Hausa Johnson, Leadership for Team Auspicious, and also Advisory Board Member for 3MT. I'm truly excited this evening because we have a wealth of information for you, our listeners, and I do hope that you have several guests on the line this evening, because if you're anything like many of us, you've come to a point in your life where you feel that you've basically needed to reassess and maybe think about the choices that you've made, particularly if you're looking at retirement in the near future, still planning for it, or an individual like myself looking to send a child to college in the very near future. You know, when we look at what's going on in the world, in the financial forecast, some of the things that we've put in place for ourselves, we're finding now are not quite adequate. And so it gives me great pleasure to let you know that there are alternatives. And, in fact, we here on Team Auspicious and within 3MT have found a way to really set a course to get not only financial freedom for ourselves and those that we love, but also put us in a position where we can get our time back. So we have the freedom to enjoy our time as we choose. And the clincher for this opportunity, which is near and dear to me as a healthcare professional, is that in the course of working our business so diligently, we not only put ourselves but others in a position where they can take ownership of their wellness and really put themselves in a position where they can develop their optimal health. And, you know, this is something that cannot be understated. Significant for those of us that really want, and I know that includes everyone on this call this evening, that truly want to live our best life. So this evening we have an awesome theme. The theme of this evening's call is the shift. The shift is here, the business side of T. And I am thrilled and blessed to have the privilege to introduce our speaker this evening. She is an individual who truly is living her best life. As we speak, she is enjoying a wonderful vacation with her spouse, and she is here this evening to really share some pros with us for how we can take our entrepreneurial spirit and really take this opportunity to the next level, help ourselves and help others. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a business strategist, an IT Google developer, and also someone whose heart is so big and whose mission and purpose is so big that she understands that the things that she knows about how to really put her talents to use to increase her blessings in life, she's moved and motivated to share that with others. She leads by example, and it gives me extreme pleasure to present to you Miss Debbie Smith-Torrence. Debbie, are you there, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That was awesome. I was enjoying listening to you myself. Like, wow, I was just really getting lost in your words, and they were prolific. And I just want to thank you so much for sharing and being here to share with us every week from your perspective of what you feel coming from the healthcare industry as a healthcare professional. And all of us, and so I just really want to acknowledge you, Dr. Hausa, for your time and your patience and your diligence and your belief, and also your contribution to our call and to Team Auspicious. So collectively, as a whole, as a collective, we want to thank you tonight, too. So
thank you.
You're welcome. So with that being said, you know, I really want to talk about getting your time back. And I want to talk about the shift, because there is a big shift, and there's a big shift. Thank you, team. There is actually a shift that is going on, and we're going to get in the business side, the big shift, and we're going to get into the business side of the shift. And I want you all to understand there's a medical side, which we are creating new portals actually in the university, new materials, new business materials, and not only that, but medical materials too. And that's the biggest part of it. But we've been on the medical side of things for quite a long time now. Now it's time for us to go to the business site and go to the business site in depth. This will even furthermore explain what you really have your hands on in 3MT, the opportunity that that has been afforded us. And I took this time and I came on vacation, but it's a working vacation. I've done more work with the team in 3 days, and I think it's just been there's such a big shift going on, and the momentum is so high. People are contacting me from everywhere about this opportunity, whereas I'm feeling a little bit busy, but I still have to make time for the love of my life, which is my husband, Mr. Smith-Torrence. I have to make time for him, but I thank him for his patience. And for us to just get our time back, because as you know, this is all that I do. I work on this business, okay? And to be afforded the opportunity to do that gives me the opportunity to get my time back. But to make the best use of my time. Too much of anything is not a good thing. Too much work is not a good thing. Too much vacationing is not a good thing. But when you have a balance and you work hard and you play hard, then you deserve it. And right now this week we deserve, because we've been grinding and working our butts off. And for us to wake up on a PGA golf tour and literally walk outside, this is a vacation home, a summer vacation home that not summer, but a fall vacation home. We take this vacation every year. And for us to wake up and walk outside and to be able to just step on the PGA golf course, we're literally sleeping on the PGA golf course. Where we are is $25,000 and $60,000 a week. And to be able to own and but to have it and own it, and you know it's yours, and you have a private island, and no one can take that from you. You're not renting. You have a deed. That's what you call getting your time back. That's what you call entrepreneurship. That's what you have, something a piece of the pie, and you know that this is a playground here. That's what you have. And so that right there compels me to work even harder and harder. There's so many things that compel us to work harder. So I took some time away from everyone, because a couple came down with us as well. And I took some time away, and I just took some time and went in the bedroom. I cooked dinner, and I took some time away to do some studying. And I just wanted to give it to you live. I wanted to give it to you in real time. I wanted to give tonight's presentation, just everyone please mute your phones. I've muted some people out, but you still have to mute your phones. I wanted to give this presentation to you in real time. I wanted to give this presentation to you, not what was happening last month, but what's happening right now. What's going on right this very minute. I wanted to give it to you like that. And so let's get to it. Let's get into the business of the business today. And so what I really want to share with you is the big shift. A lot of you are saying, well, what is she talking about, the big shift? There is a big shift going on. And so let's get to it. So first of all, we're going to talk about what the tea industry is actually doing. And that's what we're going to get down to the basics of it. So everyone, now when you're watching TV, you are literally seeing a U in a lot of commercials. That big blue U is called Unilever. It's actually a Dutch company, and it owns most of the grocery stores. But I wanted to tell you about it. It's called Unilever. And so I want to tell you about something, and I want to see what you think when I share it with you. Okay, so it's called Unilever, and I just basically want to see what you think once I share it with you. I lost a little bit of my panel, so I'll find it. It'll come back. And so this is what I wanted to read to you. Unilever they own most of everything that's in the grocery stores. And so they've been having a plan to increase their dividends. We're going to talk about the stock market, which is the shift. Their dividends is the payout to their stockholders. So they want to have a way to be able to do that, okay? It says the portfolio of Unilever is already in motion. In 2017, the ADS soy beverage was sold to Coca-Cola. The luxury cosmetics brand Hourglass was acquired. Listen to this. In the organic herbal tea business, Puka was bought. Carver Korea was bought as recently as this Monday, which further strengthens Unilever's position in North Asia. Furthermore, Unilever expects partnership between startups and big corporations to grow in the future, and is positioning itself accordingly with regards to the spread division. The South African part was sold recently, but the rest of the division is still on the market. But out of everything that was sold, you heard them say they purchased a herbal tea business, Puka, okay? And there's a reason for the purchase. There's a reason for it. So what we look at is what is the reason. You know, that's just one company. So that's something that we look at. And there's a shift going on, and I'm going to explore it all tonight and bring it to you so that you can understand it. So they're saying we're selling this off, we're selling that off, but we want to add this so that we can give our stockholders bigger dividends. Okay, and so then where is it at? The dividends are in the stock market, and we're going to tie that into the 3MT. That's number one, okay? So let's look at that. Okay, so let's go over here and find out what the next thing is. So the next thing is, what is Puka? Puka Herbs Incorporated was founded in 2001 by Tim Westwell and Sebastian Poe with 100% certified organic and ethically sourced ingredients. Puka's health and wellness philosophy centers around benefiting plants, and the planet. This represents a clear synergy with Unilever's own sustainable living plan. We've talked about sustainability. We've talked about organic. We talk about natural products. This is right in line with Gen X. There's millennials. Then the youngest generation is Generation X. So if you're going to have a product, you have to tap into the consumer, the supply and demand. And if the consumers are saying that these are the people that are the number one consumers, Gen X, and the millennials, then we have to listen to what their ideology is of what they want, what their needs, what they want to purchase, what they don't want, what they don't want, what they do want. And if they don't want this type of food, and they're saying we want to have a healthier diet, then this is what we have to literally just create for them. We have to give them what they want. Because if you don't give it to them, they're going to get it from somebody else. And somebody else is going to pick up the ball and run with it. But right now, this is the shift. Everybody's picking up the ball and running with it. And 3MT gives you the opportunity to level the playing field and be right in the mix. And that's the thing. That's the thing right there. Let's get to it. Let's get into it. Okay? So basically, what's happening with Unilever now wants, and not only Unilever, but there's another company on the horizon, okay? So what ended up happening, the shift for Unilever was because of this, spurred by the failed takeover bid of Kraft Heinz. Unilever started accelerating their Connecting for growth plan, and on the 6th of April of this year, they also announced some important strategic measures. Guess what the strategic measure was? It was tea. It was tea. It was selling off other things and acquiring tea. It was tea. And not only that, it was one other product, which we'll talk about later, that product. And I want you to remember, you heard it here. The luxury cosmetic brand Hourglass was acquired, skincare. Don't forget this. Remember, on this date at 9:13 p.m. on the 9th of October 2018, because I'm recording this call, what I told you. It's two things that Unilever is concentrating on expanding this brand, which is skincare, and the other one is tea. Don't forget I told you that. Just remember that. Okay, so that's Unilever. Unilever has over hundreds of brands. They're Dutch. Okay, and they actually they have 4 different divisions that they do. They have personal care, they have home care products, and there's 2 other divisions, but those are their biggest divisions. Okay, and it's up to you to go and find out what all Unilever sells. They sell thousands and thousands of things. That's up to you to go and find out. Okay, so we're finished with Unilever. Okay, so we know why they're trading, and they're saying, okay, in order to keep our stockholders happy, we need to be able to give them better dividends. And what we need to do is we need to come up with a strategic plan of action that's going to do it. The cosmetics industry is going to do it, and then also the tea industry. What is this? Health and wellness. What is this? Optimal health. What is it? Think about it. That's what Dr. Haas is talking about. We've already talked about the medicinal benefits of tea. We've been on that for a long time. Okay? Now, let's talk about the other company. This is Coca-Cola. Perhaps, and I'm not making this up, I'm reading it. Perhaps the biggest threat to Coca-Cola is a trend towards healthier consumption. In fact, there are concerns that the company could ultimately be subject to litigation exposure, similar to what happened to the tobacco industry, as well as increased taxes. But the good news is that Coca-Cola has been proactive in finding ways to deal with the problem, such as reducing sugar content, decreasing the package size. There's also been a diversification away from carbohydrated drinks. To this end, the company has focused on a brand like Gold Peak, Honest Tea, Ayataka, and Fuser Tea. All of these have been strong in growth rates. Keep in mind that Coca-Cola has been constantly experimenting with new categories and concepts. Last year, the company launched over 500 new products. Okay? So what we're saying is they're saying to help us dig out, because I just told you about Generation X, and I just told you about the millennials. All of them are into healthier food consumption. And that's the reason why these things are happening. It's not just happening because it's happening. There's a reason. It's because we're the only Western country in the world where the supply is just as good as the demand, the consumption, okay? And that would be in tea. We're the only one in the Western Hemisphere. And these are the things that they're looking at. This is what's driving the global market. This is what's driving the global trends. This is part of what's driving these things, okay? And this is something that we look at. Just look at this. Tazo Tea was founded in 1994 in Portland, and Starbucks purchased it in 1999 for $8.1 million. Okay, they were visionaries in this thing. Tazo is now sold primarily, it was sold in the stores, but now it's in every major grocery store on the shelves. This is the shift. This is the shift. Mass and convenience stores is available as packaged teas, cake, cups, and bottle ready-to-drink teas. Unilever already owns the Lipton and Pure Leaf tea brands. That is, Tazo's tea was just acquired by Unilever this year. They are actually literally making their spread into the herbal business, okay? And so if you don't know what you have your hands on, I know what we have our hands on. So let's get to this. Let's get to this part, okay? This is the next part. By the Tea Association of the United States Incorporated, 2017 continues to be a year of growth for the United States tea industry. Consumption of tea continues to penetrate all demographics. Millennials, Gen X, Gens versus baby boomers will ensure that tea is on the front burner for years to come. And we welcome Gen Zs to the family of tea consumers who may very well be the largest tea consumers yet. According to statistics from the International Tea Committee, the United States is still the only Western country to grow in both tea imports and consumption. Okay? That's big, and that's huge. That's huge for us because we're in the business of tea. That's the reason why. The overall market is healthy and continues to grow in the United States. Listen to this. With 1% increase in total tea imports, black tea imports rose 2.3%, but green tea imports are down. The overall cost of tea is anticipated to rise as the industry experiences price increases in both items used in tea production, including cardboard, paper, as well as energy and labor costs. Well, we know things are going to rise because of the tariffs. Now, I'm not saying terrorists. I said tariffs, okay? We understand that. But what I do want us all to focus on, and these are the trends that are impacting the industry, the food and beverage industry. Several food and beverage trends are motivating consumers to choose tea and are a driving force behind this growing popularity in the U.S. consumer interest, sparked by tea healthfulness, okay, healthfulness. Varieties, availability, sustainability will hold, if not grow, throughout 2018. Check this out, health and wellness. This continues to be a focus on food and beverage with functional benefits, naturally healthy offerings. Many consumers understand functional health benefits of tea, and the reach for tea as a better alternative to sugar-laden beverages. In fact, green tea continues to be on the list of the top 10 superfoods. For 2018, from what's trending in nutrition surveys of more than 2,050 registered dietitians, okay? This is the shift. Natural food, naturalness continues to drive consumers who demand food that are closer to their unrefined or pure state. Consumers across all demographics are seeking less processed foods and drinks, incentivize companies to remove artificial ingredients. The trend will also encourage consumers to reach for foods in their most natural, original form, such as true teas for health benefits instead of supplements and nutraceuticals. Tea is a natural, simple, and whole food. I said this before. When people were talking about nutraceuticals, there's another company that has a tea brand, and it's similar to ours, but they have 48 products. I went over the whole entire line, and I said, listen, I1 Tea does everything that your 48 products do, and the reps will have to spend more money to rep this. And who wants to take a pill to wake up and a pill to go to sleep? And who wants to take a pill for men's health? And who wants to take a pill for, all different types of things? Who wants to rub some oil on them for this and for that when you could get all of this in one cup of tea, drink one cup of tea in the morning, drink another tea, some more tea in the afternoon, and one to go to sleep on? Who needs to do all that? It's so natural for us to drink a beverage as opposed to popping a pill, and then your liver has to digest it. Your liver has to break the enzymes and all those things down. But drinking something that's so natural and will go into your bloodstream in a more natural state, it's just more natural. This is if this keeps up, I'm telling you, right now there's papers that are being published that you're going to take your high blood pressure in a cup. You're going to drink it because of the power of botanicals. Okay, the bioavailability. These are all the things I've been teaching you and we've been studying on, all these things. We're not just telling you to get into this company just to get in and make someone some money. No, we're trying to actually give you a skill set. We're trying to actually teach you, motivate, learn. And those of you who are on the line tonight, now you know what Team Auspicious is all about. We're about the business. Okay, we don't do head counts on this team. We don't need them. What we do need is a group of people that are as vested in this thing as we are, a group of people that will come into the collective with us that want to earn, learn, and live their best life. This is how you live your best life. You live your best life through learning. You live your best life through knowledge. Knowledge is income. Knowledge is power. That's what knowledge is. Knowledge is survival. It's all those things. And in order for you to be the best that you can be, you have to be the best at what you want to be. There's no such thing as coming in and saying, oh, I'm going to go hustle Johnny, I'm going to hustle Tommy, I'm going to hustle this person, because all hustles run out. But what's evidence-based and what's real and what's part of a shift and what's in the industry, that will never run out. The truth never runs out. The truth is the best thing you can have in business. That's your best friend. The truth in business is your best friend. So let's look at this even a little bit more. Variety and availabilities. Consumers seek new experiences and discoveries, including the discovery of new and differential flavors, formats, and occasions. Both brick and mortars and online tea shops provide accessibility, different and unique varieties of tea. And speaking of unique varieties of tea, we have 2 more tea offerings that are coming out, one for sleep and one for energy and weight loss, along with the jasmine towel, because what we have has been so successful that the owners of our company have gone even deeper into the tea trade because they understand the shift too. They understand it. So what happens when we build the actual tea gardens? What happens when those stores are built, when we have 2,000 reps in any market? Well, then there it is. The franchises go up, and then we have bigger residuals because we built it, and then people are going in and they're using our membership cards, and we're getting residual income every time that card is swiped, every time. Those of you that come in the beginning of the market, you sit on top of the market. Those that come later on, well, then they contribute to group volume. And that's the way that you look at it. We have the business side of T. We have the medical side of T. These are things that are in the university. But I just wanted to sit down and talk about the shift tonight. I wanted to talk about what's really going on out here in this industry. And if you can become a competitor by becoming a collector and more of us coming together and taking a smaller amount of money, that sounds like a stockholder to me. That's what it sounds like. And then once we build ourselves in leadership and the company starts doing the stock offerings, then there it is. You're already in. I just gave you your roadmap to where this thing is going. Those of you who are in the university, new materials are being put in there. New presentation materials are being put in there. So what I'm saying to everyone is that this is the recipe that you're going to use to build to have your best life, to be able to go on vacation, to be able to go on vacation with friends, family, team members, to be on the beaches of the world, to have a retirement plan, to be able to put your children through college, to be able to say to grandparents, well, how much is the course? Let me write a check. I'm in the tea industry. And not only I'm in the health and wellness industry. Not only that, I'm in the herbal industry. I'm in the herb industry. Not only that, it's all legal. Okay, and it's getting bigger and bigger, and consumers are wanting the supply, and the supply and the demand is there. They're both there. And then what do you think that's going to happen with the bioavailability on the medical side of things that we've gone over and over and over, and I've been explaining to you? So you understand the medical side, and you understand the business side. And so, for instance, so now we're building. The next call is going to be about the compensation plan, how to be successful in this business. You're getting the tools step by step, and that's the reason why you realize and understand that Team Auspicious is real. We're real about our best business practices. We're real about our strategies. We're real about giving you the truth. We're real about telling you what's real. We're real about giving you everything in real time. We don't need to make up anything. It's already out there. We don't need to lie to you because the truth is better than a lie. We don't have to paint to you what isn't because it's evidence-based and you can see it for yourself. We don't have to make up anything. All we have to do is give you the truth and give you the materials and the tools that you need to survive and thrive with and build a business as an entrepreneur in the tea trade. That's all we really need to do, and that's exactly what we've been doing, and that's exactly what we're doing. And I call it financial freedom. You can actually be on vacation, go in another room, prepare a call, cook dinner, entertain your guests, and then turn around and be on a call with people all over the country and sharing what you have, what you just learned, and then help them to put that into play. And you don't know how many lives you're going to touch. Tonight, I don't know how many lives that this knowledge is going to touch, but I know I've poured into some individuals tonight. I've enlightened some individuals tonight. It's called Each One Teach One. Someone share with someone else. Someone give someone else the truth. Someone gives someone else the knowledge. And that's how lives change. That's how people are impacted in impactful ways. This is what we want. These are the things that we need to become, to have the ambition, your ambitions, and to dream, your self-worth. These are things that entrepreneurs do. And this is what we ask. This is all that we ask. If you come into our collective, we're going to pour into you. Some of you, I don't know that are on the phone tonight. But many of you I do know who are on the phone tonight. And, yes, we're here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here. We won't be here on Christmas. That I do know. It's on a Tuesday. I already looked it up. We're not going to be here on that day. But we're going to be here and help you start your next day off even better. And that's for New Year's, that next week. And we're going to give you something to really start with. I was speaking with Joe Morton, one of the owners of our company. And I was speaking to him and all the things that he has planned that he's starting to plan and put in motion. And I'm so excited, but trust and believe, I can't reveal those things. He's going to reveal them on our call. I'm so excited for the opportunities that we actually have. Now, if we actually wanted to get into the tea business and then we turned around and bought stock with Unilever or Coca-Cola, we'd have to go buy stock. All you're doing is coming in. You can start from $79 or $80 and go all the way up and go all the way up to the diamond level to be in this company. That's all you have to do. And then you just sealed the deal in the tea industry. I just gave to you, these companies are scrambling to sell off products, to sell off lines because they want to create the capital to buy tea. And this stuff is being sold for billions and billions of dollars. I didn't say millions, I said billions. We're not asking you to give us $1 billion. We're not asking you. We're only telling you invest in your future. Get with the person that introduced you to this call and say, hey, listen, I want to get in this thing. I want to be able to work with this team, and I want to be able to learn. We're not telling you, okay, come in and we're going to charge you for you to learn. I didn't say that. Just come in. If you think enough of us to join us, we think enough of you to teach you. And we think enough of you to be there for you, to be the best uplines that we can be for you as we grow. This company had its soft launch, and we took it. This team took it and ran with it. We didn't take it and just run with it. We created some pavement, some groundwork, and we got it going. Okay? We created some pavement. We created some groundwork, some connections, some relationships, all the way from New York, all the way with the help of Dr. Hassa, with the help of Willie Staley, with the help of Charles Thomas, with the help of the Arnolds. It's so many of us on the call tonight, with the help of Dr. Blow, to Bishop. It's all of us collectively. We went from, it's a lot of us I didn't even mention. My husband, Keith Torrance. We went all the way, New York, then Connecticut, then Maryland, then Atlanta, then Virginia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, with the help of Dorothy and Veronica in Wisconsin. You understand what I'm saying? We went there. Then we did Indiana. We did what we needed to do. Louisville. Then Detroit, Michigan. We just started tearing it up. San Diego, California. We didn't just say we just want to just be in one place. Oh, no. We took a road map. We created a road map and said, let's get to it. Let's get busy. And then we backed it up with technology because we're not short on technology trust and believe me, we're not short on technology. We have artificial intelligence. We have bots that take care of the internet for us. Trust and believe me, we have a digital footprint that's so deep that is deep. That's all I can tell you. That footprint is deep, and it's going to get deeper. So when we mix the digital part of it with the networking part of it, that's when you open up all those states. That's when you get busy. We don't run to meetings every weekend. We meet like this. We talk like this. We have different portals to share information. We use the digital highway to take this team to the next level. That's what we're doing. And with the help of corporate, we're going to be even bigger. We're speaking to people already in Africa because we have designs on growing Africa because that's going to be one of the largest demographics Africa is. It's going to be Africa. It's going to be Latin America. It's going to be India. Okay? Those is where the population is going to be along with China. By 2050, Africa's population will outweigh ours. It will. If you check out demographics, go on the internet and check it out. Check out anything that I'm telling you, check it out. If somebody brought you to the line tonight and they're saying, well, she talked about this, can you get me some information on it? Trust and believe me, we will. We will, because it's true. It's all true. And so these are the things that we look at, what's true. What are our tools? What are our best business practices? What are we doing strategically? What is our plan? You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we actually look at. We run this thing like a business. That's what we have to do in order to ensure that at some time and point we all become successful. That's what we look at. We want to come to the top of the compensation plan in 3MT. These are the things that we look, and this is what it's going to take. It takes looking at your competition. Why are they better than you? Why are you better than them? What makes you better than them, and what makes them better than you? Right now, our competition in this thing right now, our competition in this thing right now, I just gave it to you. I just gave you who the competition is. I just gave it to you. And what are we going to do? We're going to look at their roadmap, and we're going to take the best of what they have and the best of what this one has and the best of what this one has. And when we do that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to step into success. And then we're going to group the business industry along with the wellness industry and the medical side of things. That's what we're going to do. It's all evidence-based. And when you do something like that, then guess what? It's going to be explosive. That's what happens. That's what happens. It gets explosive. And so those are the things that we want to share. The compensation plan is going to be even better than what it already is. Say, for instance, right now, if somebody said, Debbie, Hassa, Charles, Wooly, Annette, whoever, Tavisha, Tasha, Kathy, whoever, Gail, can you talk to me about the business side? And I want to, there's a business and we want to get this business in. This business is interested in purchasing from you. And then we laid down the business strategy for that. And then we turned around and told that person, okay, reduplicate what you just did and bring in 10 more vendors and that are using this tea. And we're going to put them on this auto ship, a $300 auto ship, that's $3,000. Some of them need a $1,000 auto ship. So if you do 10 of those, then that's $10,000. And so for you to take 20% of that, just think about it. Just think about it. Okay, on first order bonuses, you get 50% if you come in as a VIP. So if you've done 10 businesses that are going to need the quantity of a $1,000 auto ship, which we already outlined in the university, just get in there. Your first month in the business could be $5,000. Your first month. And that doesn't have anything to do with what anybody else is doing. It's just you yourself. You can make money off of group volume if you want, or you can just you can have a mass distribution network if you want. And then if you don't want to do that, if you just say, you know what, I want to just work off my own sales and work off your own sales and build and build and build, well, that's the business side of it. We're giving it to you. We're making sure that you understand. So it's just as flexible as it is whether it's business or whether it's the evidence base of optimal health. Then whether it's that, then it's so flexible for you to make your money in the compensation plan in the same way. You have to choose and decide what really works for you. You have to choose and decide that, what really works for you, what you want. Excuse me 1 minute, caller. So you have to choose and decide what really, really is going to work for you. But the good thing about it is that you don't have one. Well, this is what Dr. Hassa used to say. Everybody just comes with the same dried-up presentation every week, week after week, and we're all just sitting there listening to the same dried-up presentation. Well, guess what? One thing about us, it never gets dry. It's never the same presentation because just as much as the industry is changing, so are we adapting to the changes of the industry. And those are the things that we're actually really working on. And so with that being said, I'm going to open the floor. I'm going to unmute everyone, and I'm going to open the call and open up the floor. I'm going to give the call over to Dr. Hassa, and she's going to take over the call. And we're going to find out, does anybody have any Q&A, any questions any questions that they'd like to have answered. She's going to moderate from here. I'll be in the background, and I'll be listening. And if anyone have any questions that they need answered, I will definitely answer them. We'll moderate together. But Dr. Hassa, can you hear me? Let me see where she is. Can you unmute your I'm going to mute everybody right now. So if you guys are talking, maybe mute your phone.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. So
okay.
So I'm going to have you take over. I think my voice is tired now. If you would just be so kind to please take over. And, we can ask them to star 6 if they have any questions. But at this point, the floor is yours, and please moderate the call. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, good evening once again, everyone. This is Dr. Hausa again. And at this time, I'd like to invite anyone who has a question or a comment that you'd like to share with our listeners to star 6 to unmute yourself. Is there anyone who has a comment or a question for Debbie and myself?
Okay, well, Dr. Hausa, yeah, we have a quiet. I think that's a lot for them to digest. What I gave them, it was a lot, but I want the team to be able to digest it, and I will be putting this in the team group meeting so that everyone can have access to it and study it and understand it. So we will be doing that. The panel is quite full tonight, and I'm really glad about that. Some of the people, we can hear them in the background. Is someone trying to speak to us? If so, the floor is yours. Let me see who that is. Okay. So anyway, with that being said, I'm on vacation, so what we're going to do is, Dr. Hausa, we're going to end the call early tonight. If anyone has any questions, put them in the group meet, and we can go from there. But other than that, the call is this is the information that we wanted to share with you tonight, the big shift. And again, Dr. Hausa, I really appreciate your diligence coming into the calls, helping me with the calls, and being a true team player in the collective. And so this is my girl, my go-to person. So I'm just happy about that we're able to bring you this information. We're able to go through the information before the calls together, figure out what we want to talk about. So a lot of work goes into it. It's not like we just get here and we start talking. We actually come up with a game plan for the information we want to share with you and to help you. So that's what we actually do. And so with those things being said, I'm going to just say to you tonight, this call is officially over. We thank each and every one of you for sharing your time, for coming into the queue. There's quite a bit of you. We have quite a few new people on tonight. We'll see you next week at the same place and the same time. And we're just so glad that you took time to share with us tonight. And this call is officially over. So thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week. If you have any calls, you can refer them to Dr. Hausa or myself in the group meeting. You know how to get in touch with us or send us messages over our phones, and we'll respond back. And for that, everyone have a wonderful evening. Also, before you hang up, I do want to share this with you. I am going to be doing some lifestyle videos throughout the week while we're on the island, and those lifestyle videos are basically for momentum for the team. So what you can do, share those videos. When you see me post them, you share them to your Facebook page or however you see them, you share them. When somebody gives you a like or something like that, don't just let the like go. Go to that person's page and send them and tell them, thank you so much for the like on our team video. We'd like to invite you into the call. We can show you how to live your best life, or we can show you what financial freedom is to come to our call. If they say they would like to come to the call, you need to write down they would like to be invited into the call. Then from there, you give that information to myself or Dr. Hausa, or once you get the reminder for the call, share the call to that person. But this is how you start building your list. That's how you start building your list, okay? So when you start to share your stuff, you start building your list. Just as I had a list to build with, Dr. Hausa had a list. Well, I'm going to teach you how to build a list. So what you're going to do, this is your number one step. Number one, every time that you share. Dorothy, you've been sharing a lot in Wisconsin. Wooly, in Atlanta, you've been doing a lot of sharing. I've been watching to see who's sharing. What you want to do to go to your what you want to do is you want to go to your likes, and then it'll say 3 likes and 6 others. Click on that. Then it's going to give you a drop down of all the mentions. You click on each of those mentions, and it's going to take you to their main page, or write down their name and then go to their page. Study the pictures so that you can make sure that it's the same person, okay? Once you do that, then what you want to do is send them a private message and tell them thank you. Thank you for the like. I appreciate you supporting my page. Then if you ask them, would they like to be in a call? Would you like to have a call? Do you have interest? It doesn't even have to be the call. We'd like to know more about an opportunity. And you get Dr. Hassan on the phone or me, and we do it. We're going to help. We're going to show you how to build correctly. We're going to show you how to master the Internet. That's what we're going to do. So it's not just about the opportunity. It's about training, knowledge is power, and sharing. Really, I wanted to give a shout-out to, and I wanted to give a shout-out to Willie Staley, and Dorothy Johnson Brandt. I wanted to give a shout-out because this is a working vacation, but I have been watching, and I can see that they're really trying to get in and do the work. So hats off to the two of you. So with that being said, team, I want everyone to have a productive week, a progressive week, okay? And I want you to live your best life every day this week. I want you to do something that sets this apart from the day before to living your best. You put one foot in front of the other, and you tell yourself, I'm going to live my best life, and nothing and no one's going to stop me. And when you look back in 6 months to a year, you'll be surprised what you accomplished. So with that being said, team, tonight, I love each and every one of you. This call is officially over, and I'll see you next time. I'll talk to you later, Charles, out there in Virginia, Dr. Blow in Virginia, and Tabisha McCoy in Virginia. Good night, everybody.